Stop for a moment and ask yourself this. If you held a secret, a profound truth that could save humanity, but pursuing it meant risking everything, your fortune, your reputation, your sanity, would you do it? This is the central tension of Elon Musk's true story. It is not just a biography, it is a blueprint for impossible success, forged in isolation, fueled by genius, and nearly destroyed by failure. 1. The Boy Who Outread the World, 1971 to 1988. Our story begins in Pretoria, South Africa, not with a star CEO, but with a profoundly lonely boy. Imagine your childhood best friend was a bookshelf. For Elon, books on science, philosophy, and history were his only escape from schoolyard bullies and a turbulent home life. He wasn't just reading for fun, he was aggressively downloading knowledge, preparing for a future he hadn't even named yet. This early isolation created his superpower, the ability to ignore external noise. At age 12, he coded a basic video game and sold it for $500. It taught him the critical lesson: ideas are the new currency. But South Africa was too small. He knew the future was being built in America. So, with a deep-seated determination that defied common sense, he began his desperate, solo journey toward the land of opportunity. 2. The first bet, sleeping on the floor to own the future. When Elon arrived in Canada, he wasn't greeted by red carpets, he was greeted by manual labor. Can you imagine going from reading cosmology to shoveling sawdust just to afford ramen? He embraced the grind. This period was his training in endurance. He eventually found his way to the University of Pennsylvania, deliberately dual majoring in physics, the laws of the universe, and economics, the laws of the market. The combination was no accident. It was a strategic preparation for world domination. Then came the first pivotal risk. He dropped out of a Stanford PhD program after just 2 days, convinced the internet was the immediate future. With his brother, he founded Zip2. They had no capital, only computers, and an office floor for a bed. When Compaq bought Zip2 for $370 million, Elon became rich. But here is the critical hook. He didn't see it as retirement money. He saw it as the down payment on Mars. 3. The all-in gamble, from PayPal to the impossible duopoly, 2000 to 2004. Elon's next move, X.com, which became PayPal, was a masterclass in corporate warfare. He battled his co-founders, was even ousted as CEO while on his honeymoon, yet walked away with $180 million. Now, what would you do with $180 million? Buy an island? Retire to the French Riviera? Elon used his fortune to make the most reckless, world-changing decision of his life. He bet everything on 2 industries declared impossible by experts. SpaceX, to build rockets cheaper than NASA and save humanity by making us multiplanetary. Tesla, to destroy the combustion engine and save the environment with electric cars. The question on everyone's lips wasn't if he was brilliant, it was if he was clinically insane. 4. The hour of zero, when failure became personal. This is the most crucial, gripping part of the story. Between 2006 and 2008, Musk endured a continuous, public execution of his dreams. Hook 1, the fireball. His first 3 attempts to launch the Falcon 1 rocket were catastrophic failures. Each time, years of work and tens of millions of dollars exploded into fireballs over the Pacific. Imagine watching your entire life savings turn to smoke 3 times in a row. What does that do to your soul? Meanwhile, at Tesla, manufacturing was spiraling out of control. He fired executives and stepped in as CEO. He was fighting battles on 2 fronts, space and Earth, while his personal life imploded in a messy divorce. Hook 2, the final count. By late 2008, the global financial crisis hit. Musk's bank account was almost empty. Both SpaceX and Tesla were mere days away from bankruptcy. He had a choice: Save one company and let the other die, or pour his last $40 million into both and go completely broke himself. He chose broke. He risked it all. He had one last chance, the fourth Falcon 1 launch. If it failed, SpaceX was over. The tension must have been unbearable. Success meant everything. Failure meant he had just wasted $250 million and years of his life. The rocket flew. It succeeded. 5. The Christmas Miracle and the U-turn, 2008 to 2015. Musk had proven the technology worked, but he still had no money. Then on Christmas Eve 2008, when the entire world was shutting down, salvation arrived. NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. Daimler invested in Tesla. It was the greatest last-minute save in business history. Musk had gone from being ridiculed to being backed by the U.S. government and a giant auto giant, all in the span of 48 hours. He then shifted focus entirely to Tesla and the Model S, proving that electric cars could be fast, luxurious, and technologically superior. His next target was the one everyone called impossible, making rockets reusable. Hook 3, the impossible landing. Every expert said rockets could not be landed back on Earth vertically. It was too complex. For years, Musk's attempts ended in spectacular explosions, or what he cheerfully called rapid unscheduled disassembly. Yet he relentlessly tweaked the code, the engines, the guidance systems. How many times would you have to fail publicly before giving up? Then, in December 2015, the Falcon 9 landed safely. The world watched in awe. Musk had just slashed the cost of space travel forever. 6. Production hell and the unfinished mission. Musk's biggest challenge came with the mass-market Model 3. He declared he would build a fully automated factory, a machine that builds the machine. It failed spectacularly, plunging him into production hell. The image is the hook. Musk, the billionaire visionary, sleeping on the cold factory floor, working 100-hour weeks, personally redesigning production processes. He wasn't managing, he was fighting a war on concrete, elbow to elbow with engineers, proving that no problem is too big if you apply first principles thinking. Forget what everyone else does. What are the basic components needed to make this work? Musk survived, Model 3 became a hit, and Tesla redefined the automotive industry. Today, Elon Musk is the ultimate American success story, an immigrant who leveraged extreme intellect and risk to change the world. He is no longer focused on Earth's problems. He is focused on Starship, the vessel that will take humanity to Mars. His life is not just about building companies. It's about preparing humanity for its own evolution. Ask yourself one last time, when future generations look back, will they say you were a spectator or an architect of the amazing future that Elon Musk is currently building? The ultimate gamble, colonizing the cosmos and the pressure cooker. Having conquered the automotive and launch industries, Musk's attention has now focused squarely on his original, most monumental goal, making life multiplanetary. This is the final boss of his career, Mars. The scale of Starship. The Falcon 9 was just practice. Starship, the vehicle designed to take hundreds of people to Mars, is a towering stainless steel behemoth that looks less like a rocket and more like something ripped from a 1950s sci-fi comic. Imagine building a functional city block that can travel through interstellar space. That is the engineering challenge he embraced. The learning curve hook. Like the Falcon 1, the early Starship prototypes were met with spectacular, frequent explosions, or, as Musk puts it, unplanned rapid disassembly. Yet, the failures themselves are the hook. While any other program would spend years analyzing the wreckage, Musk's teams rebuild and retest immediately. His philosophy remains, fail fast, learn faster. He treats explosions not as setbacks, but as extremely expensive data points. This relentless speed is what separates him from NASA and traditional aerospace companies. Musk is no longer fighting bankruptcy. He is fighting physics and the clock of human extinction. He believes the longer we stay confined to one planet, the higher the risk of a catastrophic event wiping us out. 8. The uncomfortable future, merging man and machine. But the colonization of Mars is just one prong of his attack on existential risk. The other two are even more unsettling. Neuralink, the unsettling merge. He recognizes that in the coming age of powerful artificial intelligence, AI, humans might become irrelevant. His answer? Don't fight the machine, join it. Neuralink, the company developing high-bandwidth brain-machine interfaces, seeks to treat neurological disorders and eventually create a symbiosis between the human mind and AI. This is not just science fiction. It's an attempt to literally upgrade humanity. It is the most profound challenge to our understanding of what it means to be human. X, formerly Twitter, the battleground of ideas. His most controversial move yet was acquiring Twitter. Why would a man building rockets and brains spend $44 billion on a social media platform? Because Musk believes that if humanity is to survive and become a multiplanetary democracy, the digital town square must be secure and free from manipulation. He sees the platform not as a business, but as a crucial pillar of civilization. This has put him under intense scrutiny, transforming him from a tech guru into one of the world's most polarizing and necessary public figures. 9. The final reckoning, pressure and legacy. Today, Elon Musk operates under constant, immense pressure. He juggles simultaneous roles: SpaceX CEO, Tesla CEO, CTO of X, and head of Neuralink. The media constantly scrutinizes his every tweet and every failed Starship test. The hook of the burden. Imagine the weight of 4 of the world's most complicated companies on your shoulders. What happens when the architect of tomorrow has no personal downtime? The public sees the erratic tweets and the intense demands, but behind it all is a mind driven by a mission that dwarfs any corporate quarterly earnings report. His legacy will not be defined by his net worth, but by the questions he dared to answer. Will he make Starship fully operational, transforming us from Earthlings to Martians? Will Tesla's dominance truly end the fossil fuel era? Will he fundamentally redefine what it means to be human through Neuralink? His story is the ultimate rendition of the American dream, taken to a cosmic scale. An immigrant who arrived with almost nothing, risked everything, and used a profound understanding of physics and economics to challenge the fundamental constraints of human existence. His entire life has been a relentless battle against the word impossible. And as the Starship stands ready for its next test flight, the only question remaining is not if he will succeed, but when humanity will catch up to the future he is determined to build.